Hello, hello. Welcome back. Hey, it's Tuesday Museday again. And I do want to apologize right off the bat for cutting things short last week. It was a little hectic in the studio. But it's nice to see you all here. We'll say hello. Oh, there's Roseanne. All right. And I get all your emojis by text, by the way. At least on my screen over here, it says face red heart shape. Which is really nice. Thank you. Oh, okay. Over here, it's on my phone better. It's on YouTube. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. I did make a mistake last week. I won't get into the details. It's not worth it. It's not that exciting. It's not important. But I do want to say sorry about that. But yeah, it does happen. And I want to also get into the theme of today, which involves a very short story. But first, let's say hello, because you guys showed up. And I appreciate that, so I want to say hello. Bill is here nice and early. That's awesome. And Alex and Charlie, welcome. Cornelius, as always, nice to see you. Sue and Mr. Lacey Joyce. I say Mr. because it's in your name. Lacey Joyce is here, and who else? Roseanne, of course. Thank you for being here. People were asking about you. Did you know that? I'm like, where's Roseanne? So yes, very important. But everybody does, and if you need a day off from Tuesday Museday, that's okay. I almost ended up taking a day off today, so let me tell you real quick. So I just sold a car today. It was my mom's car, and I had purchased it to give to my stepson to drive around a little bit till he got a car. He just got a car. So I've been trying to sell this 2007 Prius, and this guy came by today, and I sold it to him, and he goes driving off, and 30 minutes later, he calls me, and he's like, it just died. I'm like, what? He's like, it completely died. I'm on the side of the road, and he wasn't that far from my house, actually. He was heading back over here because he forgot his water bottle. Long story short, I was out there, I went over there, and I ended up calling AAA. And I don't know if you have AAA in Canada, but here we have the Automobile Association of America, otherwise known as, my car's broken. So we were out there in the sun, and it's like 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I'm like, I might have to do Tuesday Museday from the side of the road. And I was already getting ready for that eventuality or possibility. So that's why today is called Just in Time. Because I made it back. The AAA guy came, and the gentleman who bought the car actually said, look, I'm just going to take it to my guy. And we figured it was like a little fuse or something, some little wire or something. Anyway, he's dealing with that. And I'm here. And I made it. And I got home. And I, chilled out. I'm still trying to chill out. So today, you guys, I know it doesn't necessarily sound like it yet, because I'm still excited about playing. And I'm excited about kind of what I want to show you and share with you today. But today, I decided I'm just going to do something easy. Chill out. Because I do not need to complicate my day any more than it already is. But thankfully, I'm here, and you guys are here, and everybody's okay. So, yeah, it's all good. And you guys know, stuff breaks, car stuff breaks, video, audio stuff goes haywire sometimes. So we just, it's all good. And I have it's non-alcoholic, but I have some nice limeade with jalapeno from Trader Joe's. So here's to you guys. I'm trying to stay cool in my studio. That's the sound of refreshment. All right. So I do want to talk about the music for a second, because I was doing something that I recently made a video about. And the video I just posted, it's pretty fresh on the channel. It's called Rhythmic Modulation. And I want to share with you kind of real quick some of the things I was doing, because I think it's fun to play to like one pulse, but at the same time create different meters and different feels, different rhythms to that pulse. And the best way I could describe it is kind of like looking at a complex object, right? And from different perspectives. And music is so multifaceted. Music contains every possibility, right? Of every rhythm and every melody and every harmony. And music contains all of that, but the way we listen to music and play music and create music is we just select certain aspects of music to view, right, or to manifest at any given time. I suppose you could look at it like the universe, right? The universe contains all possibilities of everything, but only some of that is manifested at a given time, right? And over time, maybe everything that's possible will manifest. I don't know. I'm not going to be around long enough to find out. But let's just say that's the case. And so you could look at music kind of the same way. Like music contains all sound and all rhythms, right? So I know this is maybe that's a little verbose. Is that the right word? But let's just look at it from a perspective, right? Another way to look at perspective, of course, in music is that if you look at this shape and I ask you what shape that is, right? You're probably going to say, oh, that's a circle. But if I turn it this way, what shape is that, right? And now it's a rectangle, right? And if I turn it this way, it's something else, right? Some other shape. It's like an oval. So we can approach and look at music and rhythm in much the same way. So we could have a beat, like a pulse or one pulse. Let's just have that. So we can have a pulse, and I know it's a little melody, but it's just a pulse, a simple pulse. And we can play to it, like a simple beat, 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. But I can also take these pulses and I can group them in 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And the pulse is still there, right? And similarly, I could divide this pulse into 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I could play like 1, 2, got. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But I could also take this and I could phrase it I could make a rhythm with 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could play marcha. All right. How's that? For confusing or interesting or exciting. So that's kind of what I was doing in this video. Well, that's exactly what I was doing. And that's what I was doing in the opening, kind of playing around with the pulse. So if you didn't catch that, you could go back and watch the beginning of this live stream again and hear that now that you're aware of it. Some of you might have been aware from the beginning. But in case you weren't, that's something that you could be aware of. And at the same time, you guys, and I guess I'm in a philosophical mood today because whether or not you're aware of something, it's still happening, right? Everything's happening. There's, like I like to say, there's no secrets in the universe, right? There's nothing hidden in the universe, and there's nothing hidden in music, right? When you go to hear a piece of music, you're hearing everything in there. You're just not aware of it all the time. You're not aware of what is happening necessarily. You're aware of whatever you're aware of, and that could be a lot. But you might come to be aware of more in music the more you know about it, or the more you listen, or the more you put things together, right? And I'm not talking about conspiracy stuff. I'm talking about just noticing things. So if you didn't know about rhythmic modulation, it might sound like I was just changing the tempo, or changing the feel, which was true. But if you do know about rhythmic modulation, maybe you could process that whole thing in a way that is like, oh, well, that's to the same pulse. I can tell it's like to the same pulse, but here's what he's doing. He's relating it like in eighth notes and triplets and in groups of 4 and groups of 3. So it is all very tightly related to the pulse, right? And I think that's pretty cool. So, and that's one of the things I love about studying music and playing music and practicing and doing rhythm, is because you can always go deeper. There's always another little spin-off to the fractal. There's always another branch and another sprout and another flower waiting at the end, and it never ends, it never ends. So, all right, let's move on and let's see, let's not end the broadcast. By the way, I hit the ending, I hit a wrong button last week, because I changed some things in the program setup. But I discovered that I can bail out of it. If it starts to do the ending, I can go back, I can hit another button, and I can stop it from ending. I can stop the stopping. So now that I know that, if it happens again, I'm gonna claw it back. I'm gonna say, no, I'm not ready to end yet. All right, so if you guys haven't watch the video then on rhythmic modulation, just go to the main channel and you guys can watch that. And I go through everything I just did, I go through it in a lot more detail. And of course I play it and we discuss it and, I show you, break it down more. All right, let's do this.
Guess the sound!
All right, I'm gonna switch, actually, I'm just gonna turn down the mic for this because you'll know why in a second. What is it? It should be easy. I'm trying to make it easier on you guys. All right, Alex is on it. Darbuka. And you even use the correct word. Yep. So, this is nice. We got a few correct answers right off the bat. See, you guys are so good now. Thanks to World Drum Club. Oh, I could take a little credit. So Darbuka is today's Guess the Sound. And this is a darbuka that I got in Lebanon, actually. I bought this in Lebanon when I was over there. You can buy the same ones here, wherever that is. I'm not telling. But yeah, we in the U.S., like Europe, the Europe-centric word that we use for this is Doombek, which I guess is a word that just kind of came about because of the sound quality, kind of an onomatopoetic word. But Doombek, but really, if you go to Lebanon, actually, they just call it tabla, like drum. It just means drum over in Lebanon. And then it's also could be called dirbeki, but really darbuka is probably the most prevalent, most common word. So that's this drum, this goblet-shaped drum. People say that it's North African, Mediterranean, because it originated in North Africa and what we call the Middle East. But we could say Mediterranean border and Arab countries, Arab-speaking countries. And originally made of clay, is my understanding, and probably a water vessel that was turned into a drum somehow. maybe with a fish skin or lizard skin. This one is aluminum, and it's got beautiful work on it. It's like a mosaic, tile. This is all like mother of pearl, and then they do these tile pieces, and then they, put all that on, and then they finish it, sand it, and coat it. But this one is, it's this white painted aluminum with a plastic head. And there is the name, if you want to, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to read. And it's tunable, and you can replace the heads on these. Hello. You can replace the head, you tune it. It's a good drum, I like it. So, I'm not going to play it a lot right now, because I have other stuff I'm doing. But I might. Oh, hey, Alan. Welcome. Welcome to Tuesday Museday. Who else has shown up? Anybody else shown up lately? Alan, you are a percussionist, is that right? I believe so. Yeah, but I don't think we've been in touch lately, but welcome. And if anybody would love to drop like whatever they're doing in the chat and put your URL, or if you have, a page that people can go to and check out, if you're a musician or whatever you're doing, doesn't matter to me. If you're doing something cool and you want to share it, please do put it in the chat. So that's Darbuka, and that was the Guess the Sound. So Alex gets the points today, and I'm gonna say, Cornelius, how about if you let Alex know how many points he gets? All right. Someday we'll actually do something with the points, but up until now, keep them in your points wallet. your crypto, that's not crypto, but what is it? Your percussion wallet. Oh yeah, that's right. So Roseanne has a video of her and Jeff Tripoli, who's a friend of the channel, jamming in his backyard. That's awesome. So yeah, I actually need to watch that. I saw the post of it, but I have to admit I didn't watch it. Today was a busy day, so. Cornelia says many, many points. All right, Alex has received them. Oh my goodness. Okay, 100,000. That's a lot. Considering, I think last week it was what, like 78? Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that's good. Good for you. Oh, by the way, a couple instruments that I was playing in the opening that I want to mention, because some people, I have talked about these before, but I want to always give a shout out to the artists and the craftspeople who make the instruments, because they're super important, right? I mean, without them, it'd be kind of quiet up here. So these are a set of triple bells made by Pete Engelhart, and they are, these are totally handmade. I think he just calls this triple agogo, and they actually are tuned to pitches. I think it was like an F and a B flat and maybe a C or something like that. But what I learned, and this is how it goes, a lot of the time, you guys, is I'll just pick up a few instruments. Like I pick these bells up, and I hit them. Now, of course, I could have just gotten out my tuner and just or I could write down. Oh, you know what? I have written down the pitches. I didn't even notice. Wow. So it's B flat, F, and E flat. That's right. B flat, F, and E flat. And what I did is and I could have just looked at that. In my defense, it is kind of worn and it's hard to see. But I just reached for a flute, and it took me a couple tries, but I found a flute that fit. And this is a C minor, a bass C minor Native American style flute. And it contains a lot of those notes like C, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, I believe, or something like that, something close. Basically a C minor scale. Or or an E flat major scale. So that works with the bells. Is that a question for me, Alan? How do you stay so strong? Do I? Actually, not to brag, but I've been working out lately. I've been going to the gym like 5 times a week. So, okay, well, there's your answer. So I made a friend who's like a buddy. He's like a pal now, but he's one of my scuba teachers, and he's a gym dude, right? He works out a lot, and now he bugs me, and I bug him, and we go work out because we belong to the same gym chain. So if you have a workout buddy, you go to the gym, or if you have a music buddy, you're gonna play music. If you have so it's always helpful to have a buddy like Roseanne and Jeff Tripoli. Or buddies, music buddies, and you do a lot more, when you have that that support. So, and not maybe I'm making more of it than there is there, but that's why we're here too. To be like music buddies with each other, music people, and encourage each other. I mean, that's what I feel like this whole live stream is about. Is just encouraging us all to stay in the game and do more and practice and achieve. But yeah, I decided, well, I had the gym membership anyway, but I just turned 60 last year. I'll be 61 this year. I'm 60 and a half right now. And you guys, you gotta fight. You gotta fight you gotta fight to stay fit. So that's what I've been doing. I'm tired of aches and pains. My back hurts a lot. I wake up and stuff, but I'm doing better. Like, I feel better. I'm getting stronger. I'm stronger now than I was 5 years ago. So, yeah. But you got to put in the work. So that's what I'm doing. Except I missed going today because I was dealing with the car thing. But that's okay. We're going to go into Saturday now. I already called my buddy. And we're just pushing today. We're going to do the same amount of work. It's just going to be a day later. So that, that's what's happening with that. All right. So, native flute, it went with the Pete Engelhardt bells. Oh, and also the person who made this flute, this is a, I'm going to mess up it. I'm going to mess up the name. Let me see. This is, for some reason, I have a hard time remembering it. This is, I should know the name. It's maybe somebody else that knows. JH. Anyway, he's in Phoenix. Who knows the name? Anybody? I have a couple of these flutes, of his flutes, and they're nice. They're kind of heavy, beefy, but this one is beautiful. I think I can show you a little overhead. I know it's not totally in focus. Hold on, let me see. Let's focus it. There it goes. So this is some sort of burl wood, and really nice. See, all right. Whenever I break a flute out here, it always gets a little ding, because I had too much stuff here. It's a small space. All right, and what else? I think that was about it. I'm using the native tongue percussion add-ons, on the side, like, oh wait, over here. So I have the wood block, and I have a cowbell on this one, which I've talked about these before. I really like their stuff, you guys. It just makes it so easy. And I noticed that our buddy Luis Conte, who's on tour with James Taylor, he has their stuff now too, and he's using it. It's just nice to be able to play a bell or a block or something without having to pick up a stick and the instrument. Or even if you got it mounted, you still have to pick up a stick and play it. And this way you can just play with your hands. And they didn't invent this idea. There's been other products that are similar, but they just do a really good job with it, I think. And it clips right on the drums and stuff, so that it's just easy. Oh, okay. Alan said, I started working out 4 years ago at 67. Yeah, way to go. Yeah, we got to stay strong to fight the TikTokers, because they're all coming for us. They're all coming for us old dudes. Like YouTube, everybody's telling me, like, you got to go on TikTok and you should do Instagram more. Like, for me, Instagram is too much work. I go on TikTok and I just go crazy over there. It's like, I get it. Like, it's the place to be now, but I don't know. It's just more comfortable. Like, I'm looking forward to driving my manual transmission car with no computer in it. Because when I get in, my wife and I bought an electric car, and I try to drive that thing, and it drives me nuts. I can't do anything. I don't know where anything is. Everything's in a menu. It's just, I'm like, I just want to turn a knob, press a button, move a lever, and have the car do what I want it to do. I don't want to look at screens and, like, I don't know. Is it me, or are you guys with me? All right. Let's go. Yeah, so we have a lot of young boomers here. I'm Generation Jones, actually. So if you're, like, I was born in ¡63, so I'm not really a boomer, but we're right in between boomers and Gen X, I guess. So we didn't get what the boomers got, but we got more than the Gen Xers got. All right. Okay, so I want to play a little more, but let's get into. It's kind of time to start looking at Gimme 5. So let's do that. And but congratulations to Alex for correctly guessing. And let me see. There it is. I'm afraid to push buttons now on this thing because of what happened last week, but I got it under control. And so, in the spirit of simplicity, let's stick with some of the instruments I have here. I've got congas. I've got, of course, the cajon down here. And let's see, and you can see it down here. We have the darbuka, which I could pull out. We've got, I've got a couple shakers here. I've got this ganza, like this Brazilian shaker. You could just call it metal shaker. It's kind of beefy. I've got the egg shaker, as usual. I got a cabasa. I've got the triple bell, the triple agogo. And ukulele, flute, the usual stuff. So if you guys could put your Gimme 5 selections together, and that is for anybody who doesn't know, and I think most of you do, but you just put a list of 5 things that you want to hear in a live looped music creation that's completely improvised, and then we're off, and then I do it. So yeah, let's get that going a little earlier this week. Like, we're coming up on 20 minutes, so let's do that, and then it's more playing time. And then if you guys want to play along, you're welcome to. And I'm going to do maybe some of the rhythmic modulation stuff, and I'll just revisit that so you can hear. So while you're doing that, I'll play this. right. Enough of that tomfoolery. All right. Do we have? I'm going to erase everything I have in the looper. And do we have anything yet? Roseanne, you can pick. Yeah. So whenever we have it, we'll get going, and then we'll. Well, yeah, we will. I guess we have a couple. So I'm glad we're doing something simple today. All right, so it's Alex is up. Let's see. Shaker, cajon, bells, congas, ukulele. All right. I think that'll work. Right, so since the bells, there's a little, I like that because it's a little challenging for me because the bells are in, like I said, like kind of E flat major or C minor. So I get to play in C minor on ukulele, which is kind of hard. But I'm up for the challenge, so let's do it. And I think, you know what? I think I am going to change the tempo a little. Just because I don't want to have everything be in the same, I don't want it all the same. So I'm going to put a little groove on. Let's see. All right. think I'm just gonna kind of let this play out for the next few minutes, you guys. Maybe we'll do a little more flute, but I'm kind of feeling like the chill vibe right now. So I would invite you guys to just like, you know, think about something fun you want to do for the rest of the week, something you want to practice, or maybe call up a friend or make a new friend and go do something healthful. Maybe work out. Or work in. See if you could work something in somewhere. Also, I want to know what you guys think about, maybe I'm thinking about bringing back the, we used to have a feature called Music Mindfulness. I know I have a whole bunch of videos and some podcasts that I've done kind of in the mindfulness vein. I haven't done any in a while, but it's been on my mind, no pun intended, but it's been on my mind more, and I was working on a text that supposedly would be a book, but I was working on it before COVID, and then it just nothing. Like COVID was weird because you thought, oh, you're gonna do all your projects, right? And then no, not that one anyway. But I'm thinking about bringing some of that back, and because it's intriguing to me, the connections between music and mindfulness and spirituality and wellness. And I mean, it doesn't matter the word you use. You know, you can say mindfulness or enlightenment or spirituality or whatever. That's not important what you call it. Hey, Felix is here. Hello. Thanks for showing up. But I was thinking about doing the like bringing that back as part of a feature, like a little section in Tuesday Museday. Because I'm probably not going to crank out a whole podcast every week, but I thought, well, I could at least do that and sort of touch on a few things, like I have today a little bit earlier when I was talking about some of the parallels with music and perspective and creativity and paying attention and listening and kind of like finding what's there, because everything is always there for you to find. You know, like I said, nothing is hidden. And Rebecca says, would love music mindfulness again. All right. Awesome. And for those of you who don't know or haven't known or knew and forgot, music mindfulness is kind of looking at, it's my own take on what are the parallels and how does a music practice inform a mindfulness practice, and what can we learn about music and take into a mindfulness practice, and vice versa. Because I think they're really the same thing in a lot of ways, except that when we do music, when we engage in music, we're not only practicing, or we not only have the potential to practice mindfulness. I'm not saying you always do, but I'm saying you have the potential is there in a lot of ways. But in addition to doing that and having kind of a spiritual meditation, mindfulness practice through music making, you also get the benefit of art making and the aesthetic and the creation of something beautiful and inspiring and exciting, and maybe something that you need to express for your own well-being, whatever that looks like for you. So there's benefits to doing music or to practicing, mindfulness through music. So that's my opinion. That's my take. That's kind of where I'm coming from in my own teaching, because that's my lived experience. So yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap up. I want to thank everybody for showing up. And Sue is also voting for that. So, and Roseanne, I almost called you random because that's what I'm just reading. I know your name's Roseanne. It's not random, even though some people might call you that from time to time. They do that for me too, like Mr. Random. All right, thanks everybody for showing up. I hope you enjoyed today, and we'll see you all soon. We'll just play you guys out.
World Drum Club.